This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe, and let's get right into the news. All right, so Clayton Howard, male escort from the Diddy freak offs, is taking Cassie to court and Diddy, alleging he contracted a disease from Cassie. He also claims Cassie aborted his unborn child. I didn't think about that, but that's going to be another thing that's going to happen. Now that it's confirmed that Cassie got $20 to $30 million from this, she's now a target from every escort that she solicited for the freak offs. She's not immune to that. She had her part in all that. Her own friend could take her to court for what happened to her from being affiliated with her and Diddy. This is going to be messy, man. She might lose a lot of money doing this, having to defend herself. Yeah, she's a victim in the sense where she got kicked and hurt. But she also partook in the freak offs as well. You can be a victim and an agitator at the same time, in different instances. Very interesting. We'll see. Well, a lot of people like to talk about Dame Dash and the Jay-Z situation, and they like to take Jay-Z's side. I'm more in the stance where this could have been, with the thing with Jay-Z and Dame Dash, could have been done a lot better. The split of Rockefeller Records was very nasty, and it's Dame Dash's fault for being too controlling and really just doing whatever he wanted in the situation and alienating Jay-Z. He knew things were going left between their relationship, and they should have found a way to split the company instead of destroying it. Jay-Z had to do a sneak move, went over to Def Jam, convinced them all to sell the company. They sold it, and he bought it back for pennies on the dollar from Def Jam. And, people had to choose whether they're going to go Jay-Z or they're going to go with Dame Dash. Could have been a lot better, man. It could have been two different companies, and they could have worked together. Unfortunately, it ended where Dame Dash tried to threw a hissy fit and did a lot of other stuff, and I don't blame him. And Jay-Z just felt like there could only be one and focused on destroying Dame Dash behind the scenes. I wish it went a lot different. A lot of people say Dame Dash did this to himself. Jay-Z did it too, though. They both had a lot of ego, and the way some people try to tell it is they were 20. They weren't 20. They were in their late 20s, okay, when they got on. And still, you haven't been through enough. So sometimes, you still have an ego. If you're mature, you can check your ego in your 30s. Some people never get mature, though. Streamer Reggie responds and says he would never diss anyone's deceased. It's unnecessary. But there's two ways to look at this, He started up with DDG. He started talking about DDG's kid, which is a sensitive subject for him right now. And when someone gets hurt, especially when they're young, they want to hurt you without thinking of the consequences or what's right and wrong. So that's what's going on there. It's an unfortunate situation. A rapper named A-Town remixed Lil Wayne's Birdman's classic record, Stuntin' on My Daddy. Stop. Why can't anybody make their own songs anymore? Why do they always have to remix other people's songs? Why make music great again and make original songs, please? Because this is just, come on. I did not know Drake got taken to court over Marvin's Room. There's a girl's voice recording on there, and it's a girl named Erica Lee who was dating Drake at the time. And Marvin's Room's kind of about her. And she ended up taking him to court, and I think she got $100,000 and points on the record, a bunch of stuff. Drake actually talks about another song where he talks about Erica took me to court and started a business with the money. Because he wasn't mad about it, but I don't blame him. I mean, he should have gotten clearance to use it first, or recreated the voicemail. That's all he had to do. But he used the actual voicemail. That's crazy. You could have easily recreated that voicemail, and it would have been cleared. I don't know why people don't think about that. Like, hey, this could end up bad. Oh, it's so authentic. It'll be just as authentic to the people. Black China and Derek Milano Gray call off engagement. We love each other deeply. We're good friends. Who knew that these two were even dating? And I love how Angela, aka Black China, acts like, they always listen. If God's in your heart, you don't need to throw it in people's face because it's been there all along. God's in my heart. I'm a God-fearing man, and I trust in God. I do. But when people have been dancing with the devil, I'm sorry to say, it's true, and then they run away from that, they just go OD with it, almost crazy with it. She goes, after much prayer and reflection, Derek and I have decided to call off the engagement. We love each other deeply and are good friends, but both believe that God's guidance has shown us that the right path for us, to both of us, is to each continue our journeys and find peace and fulfillment. No. Don't bring God into this. You were reckless, and don't throw God in this. God has control on everything, but don't blame anything. You were reckless. You're moving reckless, and admit that. And say, basically, I know my person's out there. God got me. Because God does got you. God does have you. But my gosh. People make me mad with that. I'm sorry. There's a lot more to say about that, but it's too much, Diddy was saying freaky things to Feb. Was the interview or Diddy? Okay, so Nori tries to explain away Diddy. You know why? Because he has his own funny stuff with Diddy. Diddy doesn't just give Maybachs to people. Unless it's hush money. Why would he give a Nori a Maybach? He was paying him. He signed him. Nori could buy his own Maybach. He bought him a Maybach because this industry's weird. Okay? And Nori is very industry. He's not some real dude that's keeping it real out here. He plays industry games. I can tell you that for a fact. Sauce Walker comments on that Ferry song, I guess from Milwaukee. Sauce Walker, we don't really know a lot of... I don't know about you. Sauce Walker, I know him for getting money in Houston. I know he gets money with girls in Houston and other stuff. I don't really know him for rap. He raps, but I don't know any of his songs. I've never really been that much into his music. I guess some people are, but he's not super, super popular. You can tell me all you want. He has less than 1 million monthly listeners, okay? Some of his biggest songs only have 4 million. Most of his songs do a couple 100,000, okay? Some do a couple million. But, it's he has his own Houston, and you can make a lot of money in Houston being in that region. But, him trying to talk about, no, this is what's going on with this and this. This song, Ferry, isn't that great. Okay, so let's talk about that, okay? What's up? Jim Jones just talked about signing a lease, and now he's acting like he bought this building. He must have forgot the interview he did on Fat Joe and Jadakiss, where he talked about signing a lease on a building. For some reason, he has a building. Okay? He's not making clothes. He's not doing that much music, but he has a building. Okay, so cool. He has a building. So he's leased a building. But he says, I remember standing on the roof of my building, and now I'm standing on the roof of my building. Don't let that go over your head. He's obviously taking from Casanova. God is good. Time to get to work. You didn't buy this building, Jim. You leased it. It's yours for now. I'm sick of the fakeness online, bro. Jim Jones was barely keeping his house a few years ago, okay? This is real facts. And it's sad because Jim Jones has generated millions upon millions of dollars. There's no way Jim Jones should ever have problems keeping his house. Jim Jones has made probably $50 million to $100 million. It's possible. I would say for sure $50 million throughout his career. He should have no money issues. Ever. But when you want to get fly every day and you got to like always show off, I got this show, you got a Lambo in a video and this and that, and you're not making 100 million, 200 million, you know, you got to like be careful. New York is expensive, that area. Former NBA player Ben McLemore found guilty of taking advantage of a 20-year-old woman in 2021. He was convicted of 3 of 4 charges, including first degree. Ugh. LL Cool J says there's no way he can perform in Philadelphia ahead of 4th of July event with a fair wage strike in the city. What is you not performing gonna do? The best thing LL Cool J could have done was perform, take the cash, and donate it to a cause or donate it to the people. Something. You could have done something with the money. Not performing actually stop people from making money because the show won't go on. You stop money. Let's just be logical about this. And if you're going to take a stance on that, go take a stand. You live in L.A., go do something about the wildfires. Go do something about that. Like, if you're going to take go help homeless people in L.A. Go help the homeless. Do do more. Taking a little stance here to show you're real and standing with the people. No, come on, bro. I'm sick of artists. Artists do that. I love LL Cool J, but come on. Sabrina Patterson going crazy again, accuses Tiny of trafficking women and passed on to her son King. Claims Tiny did favors around ATL to marry T.I. So supposedly and this is because she's reacting to T.I.'s girl talking about Diddy and reacting about it. Charging people with being a freak. She says, "Don't worry, you're next on this." They already beat her in court, just so you know. So they're gonna have to take her to court again. She didn't learn her lesson. She said, "Don't make me drop the receipts." She must be drunk. Posting on how they pass women off to their male children next. I mean, this is like heinous stuff. The text messages posted between Tiny and one of the girls. The girl's family contacted attorney because their child is in the web of drugs led by the Harris family. I'm not going to keep reading this stuff. She should stay out of their business. She already lost in court. You know? Like, I can understand bringing something up. And if there was credibility, a court would have heard it. They did hear it for a little bit, and then they had to dismiss it. It was just, come on. Getting it kind of crazy. Rollo reacts to Diddy. Let's see.
Hey, man. You got to get credit when it's due. This man Diddy just beat the face in the middle of New York City. New York is the motherfucking giant in America. So listen, dog. How many of you niggas acting like y'all ain't going to a welcome home Diddy party? Come on, man.
Mr. Page 8. Mr. Page 8. You can't live that down. You shouldn't have gone on that podcast, man. Funny Marco's arguing with his baby mom on live. For what? Yo, people got to stop bringing their family business to the internet. I didn't even know he had a kid. And then, lastly, they had one of the jurors on CNN talking about the freak-off tapes. He didn't really articulate anything. Says there was a lot of rubbing oil. Didn't seem like it was pretty tame and lame. There wasn't much going on. Just a normal sex video. Nothing seemed forced. But he had trouble talking about it because he was just like, you know, it's like, get another juror up there that can talk about it better than that, man. Alrighty. Well, that's about it. This is JordanTower with JT News. I will check you on the next one. Smash that like button for me. I'm trying to see if I missed anything. All right, guys. It's JordanTower with JT News. Smash that like button.